Hey guys, Ssj4 Gogeta today, and Dragon Ball Legends have been tweeting some very interesting pictures lately. So the first thing they did was send a picture of Omega Shenron and say, make sure to take a closer look. So if we actually take a closer look here, in the bottom left hand corner, it shows DBL and then a dash. So when a new character comes out, or when characters come out in general, they start off with like this little DBL part just to say it's a Dragon Ball Legends character and that it's one of the characters that they have. The second picture they showed was a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and they said there's something puzzling about this. So if we take a look on the right hand side here, it shows 34 dash. So this is a continuation of the one from Omega Shenron, so DBL 34 dash. And overall, the latest new units who came to Dragon Ball Legends were the Revival Goku and the Hit, and they have DBL 33, which means that DBL 34 is not in this game whatsoever. It's gonna be the next characters that come into this game, and maybe they're trying to like help us figure out what the next category for these new characters will be, or just like what these characters will be in general. And then the final one, which was released earlier today, was this Kid Goku. So there's something fishy about this one as well, and as you can see on the left hand side here is 01S. So if we put all of those together, joint with the Omega Shenron's clue and the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's clue, we get DBL 3401S, which tends to be like the little character codes for every character in Dragon Ball Legends. So it means that the next character is gonna have that code for it, and it's most likely gonna be an LF. So who knows what it's gonna be, and we'll do a little debunking session in the Dragon Ball Legends app. So let me get to it. Okay, so if we take a look at GT at the moment, as you can see, there's only 20 GT units in the game, and honestly, I don't even remember when the latest GT unit came, even what the latest GT unit was. Was it one of the extremes, or maybe the Shenron or Wildo? Was it Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Goku? Who knows, but it's been that long since GT has got a unit that I can't remember, which is not good for the team, because I remember Lineage of Evil were in a similar situation to this, where they were just hit in the depths, and then they brought them back to life somewhat with some new units and some Zenkai. So hopefully that's what they're gonna do with GT as well. But if we take a look at the red color at the moment, as you can see, the three pictures that Dragon Ball Legends tweeted were all red GT units. So the Omega Shenron, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and the Kid Goku are all red units for this team. And honestly, they could be hinting that the DBL 3401S unit who's coming to the game, probably going to be revealed in the video and stuff tomorrow, but is going to be a red GT unit. So I have a feeling they're strongly putting towards like GT and maybe a red unit. It kind of is a push to say, because all of the pictures are red units, it's going to be a red unit, but maybe that's what Dragon Ball Legends are trying to do, so who knows. But honestly, I don't even think they need a red unit that much, because Omega Shenron is still a pretty good unit to use for GT just in general. If you don't have him, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta or Kid Goku, not Goku, Jesus, yeah, Kid Goku or Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta are good substitutes. I wouldn't say they're as good as Omega Shenron, but they're still pretty decent units to use. Hyper Meta Wildo is just not that usable. He doesn't really boost much other than red units, and then the Extreme B-Pan, I've never used it before, so I don't think you use it in general. But overall, I don't think they really need a red unit, but if we do get a red unit for this team that's just overall way better than all of the red units at the moment, I wouldn't mind that too much. So yeah, that's not too bad. But the two colorings I do think need the most help are yellow and blue. So if we take a look at yellow, there's only 3 units in yellow, so it just goes to show that there's not a lot of choices here, and the choices aren't the greatest. I'm talking about purely just for the GT team, like you want to have a GT Z ability and whatnot, so that it just boosts the whole team in general. So if I had if I had Shenron to about 6 stars, I'd use him out of everyone at the moment, but as he's 3 stars, he just doesn't cut it as much as he needs to, so I'd use the Wildo more. And even Wildo isn't that good. Out of all of these, I wouldn't use the Super Saiyan Vegeta. Of course, if it was a Super Saiyan based team where using with Bardock, he's the best out of all of them. But overall, I just wouldn't want to use him for a GT team. And he's not a bad unit, don't get me wrong, but just for GT, it's not really up there with the units you want to use for the yellow. And honestly, yellow needs help, because if you look at all of these units, try and think like all the top tier purple units out there, like Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Zenkai 7 Broly, UI Goku. If you like put those characters against any of these units aren't going to do a crazy amount to those purple units who you need to take out, because they will just dominate you if you don't take out. So even with type advantage, I feel like it's not as much of an advantage with these 3 units against the purple unit, which just goes to show how much help they really need in terms of yellow typing. For blue, it's a pretty similar situation. There's only 3 blues in the game. The Pan you don't really use anymore. She was good way back in the day, but now she just doesn't cut it anymore. The best I'd say is the baby. He is pretty good and can do quite a lot for your team, but overall, him or the EX Shenron just won't really do much for your team in terms of a blue. Similar to yellow, I can't see them doing a crazy amount of red units, and there are some red units out there who you do need to try and take out. LF Gohan, Super Gogeta, the new Trunks and My, Revival Cell, just overall just won't do too much to them, and I could see them actually getting hurt quite a lot. So yeah, the 2 typings I think need the most. If they are gonna do the one of the units as a red unit, seeing how they hinted towards that with the pictures, one of the other units needs to be yellow or blue. My ideal situation would be they added a yellow or blue, but if they are sticking with that red unit, one of the others needs to be yellow or blue. The next after this, I'd say, is similar to yellow and blue, but kind of in a better position, is purple. Once again, only 3 units to choose from, but the main reason why I say it's kind of in a better position than yellow and blue is because of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He is still a pretty good unit for GT, and he's like the main purple unit you'd want to use for that team. He can do quite a lot for your team and everything, and overall his kit is pretty nice. He doesn't cut it as much as he used to, but if you're gonna use a purple unit, you'd want to use him. If you don't have him, which kind of a surprise you would, or maybe you're a new player or something, you could use the EX Kid Goku, who honestly, out of all of the Kid Gokus in Dragon Ball Legends, he's my favorite. He can just pop off with the amount of strike damage he could do, and overall pretty nice to use. And then there's EX Pan, who I've never used, so I don't know whether she's good or not, but I just wouldn't recommend her over Super Saiyan 4 Goku or the EX Kid Goku. So yeah, purple is in a better position than the yellow and blue, so I wouldn't really see them getting a new unit, but who knows. These 3 do need new units, as they've only got 3 at the moment, and you never know what can happen with Dragon Ball Legends. And then the final coloring is green, which honestly doesn't need help whatsoever. They literally just got a Zenkai, so that's the first Zenkai that they've been given, and it was a green unit, and it's a pretty good Zenkai as well. Can do quite a lot of damage and overall be very annoying to go up against. If you did a Zenkai anymore, you just don't have him in general, then the best unit to have is Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Goku, because he is really good. Like, I'd say on par with Super 17 at Zenkai 1, and probably my best out of all the GT units in general in this game, because he just does the most. His blast damage is great. He has a main ability that just with his ultimate move doing a ton of damage and giving you health is really good, and his green card is great. Overall, just the best green unit I think you could use. The other green units aren't as good. I'd say you'd want to use the Super Saiyan Kid Goku, who actually is pretty good, but sometimes is just not enough for your team. Then I'd say it's the EX Trunks. Definitely much better than the baby possessed Vegeta, because he is awful, god awful. And then there's Hero Pan, who you just don't use heroes unless it's Charlotte in this game, or Hercule, the pain in every game. But yeah, overall I think green does not need a lot of help here, and would be one of the least needed new characters for this team. Maybe they do it because they can give that character a Zenkai buff from the Super 17, but I doubt they need it for a while. So yeah, that was all the colorings, and overall you could see what's needed from this team. They need a powerful unit that could just absolutely tear apart their opponents, and honestly, if we're thinking of a unit that good, we're all gonna say Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He would just absolutely be one of the best units for this team, and overall one of the best units in the game, because Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is such a sick character. He's one of my favorites out there, and honestly, if they do reveal Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta tomorrow, I'm gonna flip out, because that's gonna be insane. I would like them to save it for the 3rd anniversary, but if they do reveal it tomorrow, you bet I'm gonna summon on that banner, because that's one of the hypest characters that Dragon Ball Legends can have. That's not like MUI Goku or full power Jiren and that sort of stuff. So yeah, what I think the typing are gonna be is a red and yellow. I think those two are the two that should come. If the yellow is blue or red is blue, that's even better, because yellow and blue are the ones that need the most. But I think they're gonna stick with the trend that they showed the pictures of 3 red GT units, so they're gonna add a new red GT unit, and then one of the other typings should hopefully be yellow or blue. If they do purple, I wouldn't be too fussed, but green, just not really needed. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Look forward to my reaction on the video and stuff that's coming out tomorrow. Very interested to see what they reveal tomorrow. And other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, and if you want to see more in the future, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.